Kingdoms. Claiming, creating, or usurping one is often your primary objective in Crusader Kings 3. But as important as knowing which kingdoms you should go for, it's equally important to know which ones you should avoid. Because of this, I've compiled a list of CK3's top 5 worst kingdoms, the absolute no good, very bad realms you should never strive for. My assessment will be based on several factors, mainly the presence of special buildings, development, neighboring realms, internal cultures, and holy sites, all of which determine a kingdom's viability. We start off with Gondwana. At number 5. Located in the center of India, Gondwana is a small kingdom that has basically nothing remarkable about it at all. No special buildings, no holy sites, no unique cultures of note, and worst of all, absolutely no development. Whereas typically India is full of very high development kingdoms, this one is an exception, being composed mainly of jungle terrain that gives a negative 40% to development growth. This is not somewhere you'd want to play tall with, despite the fact that this is a tiny kingdom comprised of only 5 de jure counties. If ever you end up playing in central India, I recommend going for literally any other kingdom that borders this one, though it does have a cool elephant crest, I suppose. Moving on to number 4, we go to Yemen, with absolutely no special buildings or holy sites of any kind to speak of. The one thing going for this kingdom is that it starts off with a little bit of development, but I'm afraid this is not enough to outset the kingdom's worst features. Being comprised mainly of desert mountains and desert, one is faced with a whopping negative 50% to development growth in both terrain types. This is made slightly less terrible by the Yemeni culture, which gives plus 35% to development growth in desert mountains, but that still leaves you with a penalty. Neighbored by the Abbasid Caliphate in 867 and by the Fatimid Caliphate in 1066, you could be wiped off the map at a moment's notice. Your opportunities for conquest are similarly limited, with the only viable options really being the low development areas within the uncreated Empire of Adjaran. One of the primary benefits of Adjaran is that it's got many holy sites for the faith of Wahism, though if you're starting off in Yemen, you're probably going to be starting off as a Muslim ruler, thus rendering the benefits mute. Moving on to number 3, we start to see some truly terrible realms. When speaking about the kingdom of Bjarmaland, I want you to know that I have a personal grievance against this kingdom because I find it just absolutely ridiculous. As you might have expected already, there's no special buildings at all, no development, and no holy sites. But the thing that puts this at number 3, the thing that makes it so absolutely mind-bogglingly terrible, is the Vespian culture. Xenophilic isolationists. These are their only traits, and they are completely contradictory. Oh, plus 25% cultural acceptance gain? Oh, that seems pretty nice. No, negative 35% cultural acceptance gain. Want to escape from this terrible kingdom that's made 100% of tundra? Too bad, negative 25% diplomatic range. This might be the absolute worst culture in Crusader Kings 3, whereas typically you are able to hybridize your culture in order to pick up strong new traits, not here. Whereas some cultures like Persian start off with a whopping 6 cultural traits, not this one, you only get 2. It is just flatly worse and allows you to do less than so many other things. Not even to mention the fact that if the nomadic raiders start heading towards your way, you're pretty much done. Moving on to number 2, we go to a similarly baffling kingdom, Amdo. No holy sites, no special buildings, no development, no nothing. Would you look here, a perfect culture for playing as a nomad. Too bad, it starts off tribal and feudal, no nomadic governments in sight. Oh, and look at this lovely terrain. Desert, mountains, desert mountains, and hills, lovely negative 10% development hills. This kingdom is nothing more than a placeholder, just a random plot of land for Genghis Khan to go marching down towards. At least with Bjarmaland, you at least had some proximity to the place of Vikings. A travesty of a kingdom, but it does not compare to the absolute worst kingdom on our list. Moving on to the absolute worst kingdom in Crusader Kings 3, we go to Bosnia. No offense to any of my Bosnian viewers, but I'm afraid the way Bosnia works in CK3 makes it worse than any other kingdom, requiring you to be of the Bosnian culture and to hold 3 specific duchies. The Kingdom of Bosnia can be created by decision. This is an absolutely terrible decision, however, as it leaves the player worse off than before they took it. Whereas previously these duchies are de jure part of the Kingdom of Croatia. Taking the decision gives you a smaller de jure kingdom while eating away at the de jure territory of Croatia. While you do get a lovely green color, you're far better off simply creating the Kingdom of Croatia and then renaming it to Bosnia, as it would give you a bigger, better de jure realm. Now you may be thinking, but what about the prestige gains? Did the prestige gains redeem this decision? No, absolutely not whatsoever. There is absolutely zero reason to create this kingdom, and thus it's the worst.